All right, there we go. Hello, hello. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to. There we go. Trying to see what the Lord has in mind again tonight. I did a very nice and wonderful, cheerful, encouraging video last night. Share with a few friends, both believers and non-believers, about some of the grief and just pain. I guess I'm getting. It's been kind of harder to deal with than usual from other fellow Christians. And then that video got canned for copyright infringement because I shared a couple of DC Talk songs from that Gavin wanted to reminisce together with over. So I've asked YouTube to edit those videos out so I can get around their copyright infringement nonsense. Hey, Doki. But it's apparently taking all day long. So figured I'd just do another video and see what happens, see what the Lord has in store. So I want to welcome everybody to want to just, come in, say hi, and chat about, bring up any topics they want. It could be about, Bible stuff. It could be about science, technology, just anything that anybody's been wanting to try to talk about that maybe hasn't been a good topic on other channels. I'd love to entertain almost anything. And just again, with the caveat that, I'm only going to want to keep things civilized and just happy. People can't be kind and civilly disagree about things. I don't want to tolerate that here. I need peace. I need healing from the strife caused elsewhere. So I'm going to try my best not to talk about it, but I can't answer questions if anybody wanted to talk about what's been going on. But my main chief goal is to just see who the Lord brings together to have a good, fun conversation. So just see how it goes. Mrs. Joel here is, as usual, she's having fun typing with her friends across the interwebs.
Hello.
Foreign lands and Middle Earth.
That's right.
So she's always having fun over there. It's because she's smart and wise, intelligent. Look at me like that. You know how to avoid strife. I mean, you still have your own little conflicts and stuff in there, but...
Well, I don't, but other people do, and I try to help.
See? That's why I love her. That's why God sent me to her. So...
No.
Share your stuff on the Discord. Which stuff? Oh, so I'm on Jesse Camping's Discord, I think, but I'm not sure if I'm on Praises. I can't seem to find it because Guru Lady was trying to ask about me in Praises channel earlier tonight, but I didn't see her when I showed up almost half an hour plus later. But yeah, I keep browsing Integrity Syndicate, I guess, in War of the Worldviews, and it just seems like everybody kind of misses each other on trying to set up something to talk about. But yeah, if you guys want to, do you have Praises Discord by chance one way? Because I've seen you on one of those channels that I've been invited to recently, but just don't get enough activity to I guess, I don't know. Been talking to that Brett Keane guy that I've heard mixed reviews about, but seems genuine, but I could be wrong. But talking with him mostly on Discord. He's trying to attract an audience too, I think. But sorry guys, I'm browsing one way. Oh, there we go. Hey, there you go. Thanks for that one way. How do I like that? I'm not as proficient with Discord stuff yet. I've only been on it for about 5 years or so, I think, but just don't use it often enough. I use it mostly for like game group community stuff, talking with developers, things like that. Let me do this. Let me find my StreamYard thing, because I just realized I did not share it in the room for people like I'm supposed to. Hey, Matt. Be careful about Brett. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Duly noted. I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, even those that, you know, have been antagonizing me for the last 2 or 3 months now. So, I apologize. I'm trying to do a couple things at once here now. But yeah, I did. I linked the StreamYard. If you guys want to hop on and talk and try to lift each other up, let me know. Bring up any kind of topic you want. What was it? Sandy was mentioning something about perhaps talking about the plasma cosmology. I thought about that. Unfortunately, my favorite book on that topic it's a book titled "The Big Bang Never Happened" by an actual mathematical physicist named Eric Lerner, who is I guess he's I don't know if he's more infamous than famous, but he's well published, and he's got the best book with actual mathematical models for the quote unquote proof for evidence for plasma cosmology. But so, and I thought about it, it's buried right now. All our books, we just moved. We haven't even really begun to unpack. So it's buried somewhere in one of my many library books. So library boxes. Okay. Thank you, Inbound. Matt Bond, sorry. My brain's barely here. So I need some other friends tonight to help keep my brain in motion. Let's see here. Hope you have a good workout tonight. Oh, I probably need 2 more as well. I've been the new job I got is more of a software development thing again, software engineering. So we're mostly working from home, and then a few times I go to the office. It's just sitting at a desk. So need to do more. I've lost a lot of weight though the last couple of years or so. I'm back down to 170ish, which is actually below my ideal weight. But I don't know. Mrs. Joel says I'm getting too skinny. Too skinny.
Yep.
She won't let me cut my beard either.
Nope.
Got like a foot long beard now.
It's too glorious. You don't cut that. Oh.
Yeah. Should I show them?
The rules.
Should I show the beard measurement? Do I still have that somewhere?
Oh, probably. You should. Usually every year.
Do I? Where did I keep it? Or is it online?
Probably on your Facebook.
Beard measurement shirt. Oh goodness. Some other example. Oh, here it is. Found it. So yeah, we'll talk about this for a second. Where did
All righty, darling. Have a good night. Sweet dreams.
There we go. The beard measuring T-shirt. So I forget how far down I got when I was at SpaceX. You remember?
Here, look at me through.
Yeah. So you need to buy me that sweatshirt so we can gauge it.
Wow, dude, are you at Civil War General?
It's past my chest now, I guess.
So you could be coming up on Santa Clausly now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite Professor Lee yet. No. No, it's hard to tell.
Well, you keep looking down. Hey, look up.
Okay.
Look normal.
So what it is? I can't look down.
You are at.
Hippley, Bigfootly.
Hang on.
I was at Hillbilly earlier last time we tried to gauge this.
I actually think you're somewhere between Hippoly and some more generally, so maybe
Yeah.
Bigfootly.
Bigfootly?
Yeah.
That explains a few things, probably.
Sweet dreams, AG.
So yeah, I keep trying to trim it back, but she gets upset.
Yeah, no. I should be the only one allowed to even touch your beautiful beard.
Yeah. And the guys at work didn't seem to care. And in fact, there's one of the senior hardware guys. He's got a beard, I think, longer than me. Except this is all gray. Mine's not quite gray yet.
No.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
So it's all good. But yeah. What you guys want to talk about?
Oh, heck yeah. It's fun.
Mrs. Joel's going back to her Fun crowd.
Hmm.
I was just feeling in my dead air, saying how you're going back to Lotro.
Oh well, I've seen her playing a song. And they're throwing snowballs at me, rotten fruit at me, and then running off, so I can't chase them down because they know I'll chase them all across Bree to get them back.
Yeah.
Both of them.
It's almost fun, but
Good night, sweet dreams,
Or-
you two.
fun for about 5 minutes for me.
No, it's fun all the time. I mean, there's like these awesome festival skills in the game. Like, I have this thing called Fire Breathing Potion, and on my Bjorning, my bear character, shapeshifts from human to bear form. If you go in bear form, you can use the fire breathing potion. Fire comes out of its mouth. It's so funny.
Well, see, the only thing that was really fascinating to me is that here you are, that you're this beautiful, basically young woman still.
Yeah, basically young.
Yeah, brilliant, just super brilliant mind. You've studied the facets of human behavioral science for decades, and you're I don't know. There's so many things I could say about how just epic your brain is, and here you are having fun throwing snowballs in a video game.
Being a dork.
Yes,
that's my favorite.
That's right. That's important. Being a dork.
That's right.
Throwing snowballs.
My favorite thing to do.
So you're like the ideal person.
I'm not. I am my own.
Well, when Jesus was talking about how
we have
to be like little children, however. I'm thinking he was thinking of you when he was saying that. Yeah, in a good way.
That's my
praise. Especially with all the crap. That's another big thing, I guess. Well, I'm not just trying to praise you. I'm making an actual worthy observation that you've been through a lot of crap. The other people, other psychiatrists and stuff, you've shared with me, they've flat told you that you should be some sort of drug abuser, freaking cracko, street person, whatever. But you're not. You've beaten the odds. You've beaten all of the statistics. That is something that's praiseworthy. That's the Lord.
Yeah, the Lord definitely protected me
in
many ways. Yeah.
So instead of doing drugs and stuff like you're supposed to be doing, you're throwing snowballs in a video game.
Well, it's more. I'm doing
while you're singing, while you're singing and dancing,
yeah,
goofing off. I love it.
Like I throw down these major, huge slimes, and then I do my foo-foo dance.
Foo-foo dance, quote unquote.
Foo-foo dance. It's like a ballerina dance. It looks really elegant, and I've got like these big strings of green slime hanging off my arms while I do it. And look at somebody just tried to knock me down because I'm jumping around. That's fun.
Beard and belly. Here, this is a goodbye gift. If you're leaving the military, yeah, I think there is kind of this normal trend, Doki, where most of us, once we get out of the military, we kind of just abruptly stop doing all the, the PT and all the chores, all the hygiene stuff. Yeah, we still pick on each other about it, but yeah. And I did. I got like 240 pounds once, a few years back.
Oh dang!
Dang, Kelly.
Nice. That is what fire breathing potion does.
It's hard to tell when she's saying "oh dang" to me about me being fat versus something in her game.
It's something in my game.
Yeah. You said it just right. Anyways.
Sorry.
Yeah, I lost it all. I lost what? That's 40 plus 30 is 70 pounds in like 2 or 3 years. No, that was 2006, 7, 8, 8. Well, back when I was starting to get overweight. It was like 240.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, 2008-ish. So that's 12 years ago. Wow, dude, that is crazy. Time flies, Doki. You're asking me how much time I had since I left the military and working for SpaceX. I don't know if you heard my answer. After conducting the calculations, it was a 17-year difference, and in my mind, it was like maybe a year or two. My whole life, I'm 46 years old now, right? I think.
Yes.
I still feel like I'm 20.
That's normal.
I know, but
that's totally normal. And no matter how old you get, you're still gonna be like, "What? I'm 20 in my head."
Yeah, that reminds me of your mom.
You're like, "Whoa."
Your mom saying she's looking at herself in the mirror one day. She's like, "Who's this old person?" But still, it's like where all that time goes. It's just this huge volume of time and all these things, all these lessons and experience, and it's just all compressed. But I don't know. Things they don't teach you when you're growing up, I guess, right?
That's right.
Best learned the hard way.
No, it's not. That's the hard way.
Oh.
Ideally, we wouldn't, but we're kind of dumb as human beings and have to learn some things the hard way. Oh my gosh.
Hey there, Guru Lady.
Picking on me. Get another
Hey, I
shot
saw
in the
you
wall.
asking about me in Praise's channel earlier, and it looks like we just missed each other. So glad you're able to stop by. I put the link for the StreamYard discussion thingy link in the top if you'd like to join. If anybody needs me to link it again, by all means, please feel free to jump on mic. And I am wanting anybody to bring up any topic. Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think I was in there about a half hour to an hour after you asked about me. So I asked Gavin and them about where you might be in Discord, because I couldn't find you in Discord. I know Praise has a channel, but I'm only in the War of the World ones that One Way just linked me to. So, or not linked me to, but linked my broadcast here too. So let me see if I can find you again, if you don't mind helping. Too many big words. I love it. Yep, that's part of the joy of all these, I guess, fancy whatever sciencey engineering fields. I and Kelly always kind of, I don't know if you tease me or encourage me or both. Tell me how I'm a good teacher because I like to break complex things down into as simply as possible.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you make that which a lot of other people would find impossible to understandable, which is a really, really good gift to have.
We're just blowing each other's smoke up all kinds of each other's skirts.
It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
Just the truth?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I know a lot of big words, Guru, but I don't care to use them. And if somebody, I prefer that whomever I'm talking to, especially if the people are trying to ask questions to learn something, is for them to understand. Like all kinds of stories about that. So I would love to test my my engineering science skills to help explain whatever it is you or anybody might want to know about more in detail with using as simple words as possible. Okay, see, I don't have Praise's Discord yet, Guru Lady. And if you can link it here or private chat or whatever we can do, let me know and I'll try to join it. I was asking it earlier in Praise's channel, but Dear Sweet Standing for Truth came in and I just felt how I needed to go. Gavin and I were talking about last night and couldn't quite decide. They're either talking about making me an admin there or I just don't show up. And I don't know. And I was going to try to tonight. I got there a few minutes before Standing did, and it just was painful. I just had to go. So, and I'm trying to remind myself that I'm not going to talk about the drama too much unless asked. So, I need to shut up. About all the junk.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even acknowledge it because it just adds fuel to their fire.
Oops. I told it to show, but it gives me an error. Really. Try again. Let me see if I can just copy it. Okay. And then let's go to okay, find or start a conversation. I'll paste this in there, right? Ugh, bear with me. It's not working. How do I add a server? I forget. It's been too long. I've got 50 servers now on my list in places I've been invited to over the years, but it's not organized. I just, oh my gosh, Discord is so crazy sometimes. Do you know how to add a server, Kelly?
Huh?
Do you know how to do this Discord nonsense?
Oh, I'm not very good at it.
Inbox, new group, nope, friends, and intro.
Are you trying to look for a group?
No, I'm trying to add Praise's channel. I guess I'll do it later. You have 100 servers on Discord. I have almost that many. I think it's like
really that really.
Oh look, all my old EVE Online stuff and Eco and
Oh my god.
Aruk Digital. Yeah,
I just have
Online.
Games.
Yeah, I know. The Journey of Life. I got all these old game groups. I got this one game studio in Poland right now. They're working on a game called Occupy Mars, and they're trying to pattern it off the SpaceX, Mars colony stuff and whatnot. And they've almost finished it. They've got some demos they've released and lots of videos. And so hopefully this year they're going to finally release it. And they've been asking me to help. I'm a VIP beta tester, so I've been playing it and testing it for them. And I've even thought, guys, I'd like y'all's opinion. I don't know if I don't want to kind of turn anybody away necessarily either, but I might start demoing some games that I like to play, including that one. Just kind of help promote them and maybe show so people out there some of the fun stuff you can do on a computer these days that might not otherwise realize it. So, yeah. So what's on y'all's mind otherwise? Are you off work or are you at work tonight, Guru? Yeah, I probably should leave some of these channels. I got too many of them. Especially my old Eve on. I've got this game group from Eve that I've been a part of for I don't know how many. It's over a decade now. And those guys are so awesome. I'm talking to them for so long. Taggart Transdimensional, Incorporated. Pattern off the old Ayn Rand. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm technically on vacation, but I've got today, tomorrow, and Thursday to catch up 7 weeks worth of college lab work.
Dude, you need to get going on that.
I know. There's been so gracious to give me extensions, and I don't know. I've got that procrastinators gene where I have to wait to the last minute. Yeah. Nothing gets done until the last minute, so. And I don't know. I keep thinking about it. I even thought about maybe making some live streams about it. It's about, well, it's cool to me. It's about big data analytics. So a lot of artificial intelligence stuff and using a program language called R. So like Rattle with R type stuff where basically it's most of the labs are, or at least for this current class, are primarily trying to set up data mining jobs. One of them was for social media, and I haven't looked at the other more recent labs, but the one I'm stuck on right now. And then you basically teach an AI how to download and read the data streams that you want it to analyze. And you have to basically tell it what you want to try to find and what not to find and stuff like that. And then it learns patterns of all of the information of whatever it is the data source you're trying to do, and it can be almost anything. So one of the labs was on social media, like Twitter. You can connect your AI to Twitter, and it will scan the whole Twitter sphere, or whatever it's called now, for certain keywords and just pictures or whatever it is you want, and then it'll test those patterns for analytics and give you different results. And you have to program all this stuff, and there's all kinds of really weird, complicated tools to try to make it easier, but that's the hard part. Sometimes the tools are more difficult than the rest of it. But I mean, you can use it for businesses, of course. There's a real estate lab, I think, where you can get an AI to scrub through like a national database for realtor stuff. And just find whatever pattern you're trying to do, whether it's for an actual realtor or if it's like census stuff. Which is fun for me because I used to do this. I did a stint for the 2010 census. Did that for like 2 years. It's big data dude for data scientist for the census. So it was fun. I actually really enjoyed that job, but it's a whole other story. But yeah, no, and I'm just blabbering, hoping you guys want to bring something up. Well, so if my quote unquote smartness taught me anything, Guru, it's that everybody's equally smart.
So everybody's got different interests.
Yeah,
that's all.
Some people are just more interested in different things than others. That's why I love talking with people of all walks of life. And what they do. I get annoyed when people try to say, "Well, you're not a scientist. You're not stuck up enough or whatever." I'm like, what?
hoity-toity.
Yeah, I'm not hoity-toity enough.
Well,
I guess.
you wouldn't have picked me if you were hoity-toity.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Well, see, what's
Rawr,
funny is that
Kyle.
you can come off as hoity-toity. But you
When?
have, whenever
Really?
yeah, especially when
Oh,
you get all
somebody flips the nerd
clinical.
switch.
Yeah,
No, somebody
but
flips a nerd switch. Yeah, it's all business now.
you're like actually trying to become a lawyer. You're trying to become a senator at one point. I mean, you got all this highfalutin stuff, and then here you got this wicked sense of humor. So yeah, I love your dichotomies. So yeah, best wife ever.
No.
Over here eating a granola bar.
What one? What one?
Almost. Well, oh, what is? Why did it ask me to allow?
I don't know. Why? What?
Yeah, it asked me to allow to show your nerdy stuff there, Doki. It's weird. Well,
What?
so I don't know that I know how to start a Discord server. I mean, I know how to, I could look it up, but I've not done one before. I used to run a server for a game called Eco. If you guys probably haven't heard of it, where it's a ecology economics type simulator, 3-dimensional simulator, where people can join a server together and you literally have to balance your industry, your technology. You know, you can build like a wood house, or you can do really complex engineering and blacksmithing, and just get real involved with industry. It's like a 3-dimensional Minecraft without the blocks, even though it's still kind of blocky. But it's a lot more involved, and everything you do has consequences. So if you do create some big giant super industrial sector, with smokestacks, and you're processing ore, and you're doing all this environment stuff, you're putting smoke out in the sky, it affects the planet literally. And so you have to create a balance, because of course if you just do too much, not only does the local area get poisoned, but it actually affects the water and the ocean level. It tries to teach. It's mainly for kids. It was originally created as a teaching tool for public school education, trying to teach kids some environmental issues. But it's so fun. It's cool for even those like me who really aren't big environmentalists necessarily. But anyway, so we were hosting a server, Mrs. Joel and I, and we had a bunch of people enjoy and have fun with us. And somebody else made a Discord server for me. So I have a Disco server, but I didn't start it. In other words, Dead by Daylight. I keep flirting with the idea of getting that game, Guru, but Dead by Daylight, and I've had friends try to drag me into it, but I'm not a big gore guy. I'm not a big first person shooter. You
ought to get Project Zomboid, and come play with us.
Yes, Project Zomboid. It's far more cerebral. You actually have to try to use the land, use the environment, the leftover houses and shops and gas stations. You have to use everything to survive, so it takes a lot more thought. And sure, there's zombies around and you have to build up your skills and figure out how to keep them at bay, but it's kind of like a secondary thing. You got nature and zombies trying to ruin your day. So this is Joel and I've been playing that more or less off and on all day for the last few days.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've been having trouble. There's like this winter festival going on in Lotro, and I've been running around trying to get my goodies that I want from it, like festival dyes that are only available every other year. And Project Zomboid just keeps calling my name. Come play me, and I'm like, okay,
yes,
fine.
I do know they've used Minecraft for all kinds. I mean, people even use Minecraft for space stuff, space simulation stuff. It's kind of ridiculous, I thought, but yeah, I've seen the videos where someone has made an entire actual functioning calculator. I just redstone blocks. I've seen another one where someone did an entire that's like a couple of hundred RAM address modules for like an actual computer. And there's actual mod pack for Minecraft called Computercraft, if you haven't used it, where you literally can build a computer in game, and then you can log into it, and it's got a little Minecraft version of Linux built into it. You access it, you put disks into it, you can load stuff, run programs, you can actually program in it, and you can actually program it to interact with other things in the world, through wiring and all kinds of it gets really involved. And so I have to do stuff like that to enjoy a game like that. So my friends, they're all out doing the more mundane stuff, like going out doing that, gathering all the material and going out and getting all the diamonds, because diamonds don't get themselves, So well, and so until you create the fusion reactors that build the super compressors that you throw carbon from your coal into, then it compresses it into diamonds for you.
Talking about macerators?
No, Minecraft. Remember, there's macerators don't make diamond. Macerators just double your ore output.
I think it's never mind, sorry.
Yeah, there's this huge 12 plus different machine, chain project you have to do to convert. You got to get tritium involved. You got to get helium or hydrogen to helium conversions. You got to get a lithium reservoir belt. You got to do all this actual chemical engineering stuff in Minecraft to be able to fuel your fusion generator, as accurately as possible as you can in a game like that, to be able to create enough energy to use these machines that and there's a multi-step process to convert not just coal but all kinds of things into diamond.
Yeah, I remember the ME system was freaking rad for that. Yeah.
Well, that was just a storage system, and the quantum little, what's it called?
Well, it would gather, it would store the stuff, but then it would take the pieces and assemble them step by step by step.
Yep. 500 plus hours playing Dead by Daylight, she says, Kelly.
Pardon?
500 hours Dead plus.
500 hours of what?
Of playing Dead by Daylight. I think she likes that game.
Oh, apparently, yeah.
It can be very toxic for the gamer. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Try to battle the salt with positivity, huh? So okay, you're playing it for the social aspects. Okay. We have Raft. We played the heck out of it, Mrs. Joel and I don't know, at least a week or two. Let's look at my Steam thing, and we finally got to the last island, which it's been a few months now. I'm trying to see if I could solicit her memory because she's got the far superior memory.
What? About what?
Raft.
Raft is fun. You got to get used to killing them sharks, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
We became master shark hunters. But what was the last step? I forgot. We were doing the last part of whatever phase 2 was. I forget.
We were trying to get an engine for our raft, so we can go to the last great big island. But I was like, no, our raft isn't even built, decorated yet, man. So yeah, but you were already kind of bored of it, and that's fine.
Well, you probably get into it, especially hook up with somebody else from YouTube, whatever. But that's kind of the classic demonstration there. I'm all interested in just getting the engineering going for the raft.
And the wife wants to make it pretty.
Yeah,
that's normal.
You just
right.
You want to decorate it, which and I loved helping you help decorate it, but and you love, I guess, helping me get the stuff for the engine. So we work it together.
Okay, so I need to send.
The most difficult aspect of my engineering sense of it was that you kept wanting to expand the base to make it wider and wider and wider for the raft. But not only did that make it slower and more difficult to maintain with an engine, to guide it, to drive basically, but it also there was some sort of something else it caused, I forget now, actually added to the danger. Well, just as an example, I'm making examples. Without the annoying Kevin Costner, she says, Kelly. Yeah. She's saying Raft looks like Minecraft meets Waterworld without the annoying Kevin Costner.
I see.
I think she's one of our people.
And
we started talking Bible, looking up different stuff.
Yep. It do.
I read John chapter 1-4, the whole thing. Yeah. See right there. If anything was fruitful with all that strife, it was that somebody got their chance to find the time to read a whole chapter of the Bible. And I've been bickering with them in the comment section too, throwing verses left, right, out, and it just doesn't help. I need to give up. That's what I'm doing.
The problem is that they craftily, exercise their mental gymnastics to try to get away with treating people badly.
Yeah.
You have to ignore really large swaths of the Bible in order to behave the way that they do on purpose. So I would just encourage everybody to understand, the many, 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 many references made in the Bible to pursue peace and to be kind and gentle and loving and
Mhm.
have self control and etc. You know,
Yep.
and then judge for yourself whether or not that is Christ like behavior or not.
Yeah, he keeps just lying about me. His contention is that he thinks I'm a works salvation heretic, when all I say is that we can only be saved by grace through faith alone, but what you do and how you treat people reveals whether if you genuinely have faith in the Lord or not. That's all. It's all James chapter 2 talks about, and a bunch of others. They just contradict that. So I don't know. That's why I've just started this stream tonight. Hopefully find just a few good people to want to talk about something better. So I don't know that I was a huge fan of the original movie, Guru. Waterworld. I mean, I love, post-apocalyptic type, survival stories like that. I'm a huge cyberpunk fan. I love that genre. People trying to use and adapt technology, to better things. But I don't know. For some reason, the Waterworld one. Maybe it was because of Kevin Costner. I don't know. But so I think I could agree with you. But there's a lot of survival stories out there that I really love, really appreciate. But none of them's coming to mind right now.
Huh?
Yeah. I was just talking with her about Waterworld.
Oh, Waterworld.
Yeah.
It's been too long since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. Watched the last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. Was it last night, I guess? It was good. It was really, really good. Won't spoil it for anybody. Highly recommend it for all the Star Wars fans out there. I like that movie, Gru. That's one of the few movies that Mrs. Joel and I went out to actually go see together. We're such introverts. We seldom ever go out. And the Book of Eli. We saw that in the theater. About the story of, I think is that the one about Noah? Not Noah. Oh, gosh. Was it Noah? Yeah, it was. Was that was the... Well, I want to make sure I'm not confusing my movies, because I am a movie... Hollywood illiterate.
That's right.
Yeah. Whereas Noah was getting harassed for building his boat and had Nephilim and all kinds of, and there was a bunch of poetic license. It wasn't following the Bible precisely, and people were criticizing it. No, because that was called Noah. Mm-hmm. That movie was called Noah, so I apologize. I may not have seen the Book of Eli yet. So I need to add that to my list. Yeah, there's oh gosh. My brain is not working very well. What was the name of the guy that was translated into heaven? Is walking with God and just beamed up.
Who? Elijah?
No, the guy before that. Enoch.
Enoch.
Yeah, there's a book of Enoch. Yeah, I don't know where the book of Eli comes from either. About the dude taking the Bible to California to a great library. Yeah, we've been to California and back. I'm not sure that would be fun. Take a Bible to the library. But California's sliding off finally. Slowly. Economically and spiritually and socially. There's very few decent people there left, it seems. God bless for the few that try to fight it out. Oh, goodness. Okay. Interesting. Did you want to try to jump on and talk about it, or other stuff, or? I guess I'd like to hear why someone would want to take a Bible to a library after the end of the world. Stigmata. Is that the one where was that the one where the lady was demon possessed as an exorcist thing, or is that the one about the Antichrist? It sounds like something I might be familiar with, Stigmata, but it's also been way too long. Oh, I'm sorry, Doki. I thought I was reading if you were asking about the movie, The Book of Eli, about being someone bringing a. See, yeah, okay. I'm tired. Will California welcome a Bible? She asks, Kelly.
Well, what?
Doki asks, will California welcome a Bible?
It depends because if you're going to talk to the coastal slivers or like LA or San Francisco, most people probably wouldn't. However, almost the entire rest of the state probably would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I made another mistake. So Guru Lady did ask, or did say that it's the movie's about taking a Bible to California, and then Guru just asked. I mean, sorry, Doki just asked if they'll accept one. But yeah, we're in the Central Valley area, Doki, for about 6 years near Fresno, and there was a lot of wonderful people. You know, we lived in the small suburb called Clovis, which was primarily a veterans, retired veterans little section, and I guess that had something to do with it. But you know, for the most part, we enjoyed it. It was really hard, keeping a job because the economy was just gone. You know, I jumped around from what few tech jobs there were, and had some fun. But by and large, California is kind of it's lost its morality for sure. I mean, we could talk about it, but it's not. It wouldn't be very fun. You know, the recent laws that made things really bad in California. Dark times indeed, and they say that where California goes, the rest of the country tends to go, which terrifies me. So California is going in some dark directions for sure. That's why we decided to just
we boned out before all this more recent nonsense began.
Yep.
I mean, homelessness has increased exponentially.
Dear sweet Elon Musk, he also boned out recently.
Yep.
Not that he's affected by such things. Well, I guess financially he could be, but still, he can afford it, right? Elon, I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Distract you from your foo dancing.
Well, it's not that I'm talking to somebody. I sent them some boxes from a previous festival that they would have to wait an entire year for, and I felt bad for them, so I grabbed them some more boxes. Yep, didn't want to have to wait a year.
The Christmas box exchange. Yeah, I'm a big sci-fi fan. My favorite movie of all time is Serenity, the movie from the Firefly series. So that has my favorite movie line, and I'd share it. I'd screen share it because I love playing it. But like I said, I got copyright flagged for my last video for sharing Gavin's music video. So I guess I should avoid that, huh? The fair use thing apparently is not very fair anymore. It's probably YouTube settings somewhere. I used to never have an avatar in mind for years until I added this one, just so I could have one. See, under settings, maybe. Channel features, advanced settings, user ID, account, your channel. Guess I want to do this. That's wrong. Go back. Your account, Google account. Change your Google account. Settings, advanced settings, default channel. Nope, I'm not finding it either. Wow. You'd think they'd make it a little more intuitive. Edit on Google, maybe. There you go. So I clicked my icon in the top right corner of YouTube. Went to settings, and then on the settings and then account tab says your YouTube channel, your channel. And then it shows your avatar and your screen name with edit on Google. So I clicked edit on Google, and that brings me to my Google, my account.google.com, and that's where it shows my profile picture, my name, and contact info, things that I can. I think that's where you edit your profile, your icon stuff. And since Google owns YouTube now, it'll be translated over.
Post personal music.
Yeah. What else y'all like to talk about? I got some new notifications on my Journey of Life Discord server. Oh. Journey of Life is kind of interesting. No, is it Journey of Life or is it? Yeah, Survive Island. Journey of Life. It's another online survival game. It's really complex, but they recently kind of dumbed the graphics down because they were having a bunch of problems. People with low-end computers playing it, but it's still very complex. You can build like a whole village from scratch. Survive Island is cool because I think it's a little indie Chinese game development group, and it's like their first game, and they're doing really well on it. It's actually really authentic looking, and it just mostly plays like on beaches and swamps and stuff, but it's fun. I haven't played it in a while. Oh, I am so sorry. There we go.
That's okay.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
So far so good. How's my voice level right now?
It's good. I had to turn things up a little bit, but
okay. I'm trying not to blast it or nothing.
Sure. Well, it's good to finally hear from you.
I heard Mrs. Joel clacking away behind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my keyboard. Sometimes it gives me a bad attitude.
Uh-oh.
And I just gotta like tighten.
Gotta beat it up, huh?
Oh, yeah. You gotta put it back in place.
I try to give her a hard time about it, trying to help her to learn not to beat her keyboard, but
I don't know. Some of those, I actually personally will not buy a computer until I've actually tested out the keyboard.
She gets it.
That makes sense.
It has to be able to take a beating, or it's just not working.
Yeah, because some of those, I swear, some of those keyboards are so finicky.
Yep. We buy the same keyboard together. I'll just take Wave. Show a picture of it here if I can. We've been buying it for I don't know how many years now, but
So you were asking about the Book of Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie and it's got Denzel Washington in it. Somebody pointed that out, and it's post-apocalyptic, and he's taking a book, and it doesn't really say at the beginning what's going on, but he's religious or not holier than thou though. It's pretty interesting. He's not hoity-toity, but he's like hoity-toity.
Such a great phrase.
Yeah, that's our keyboard, by the way. Yeah. She goes through about twice as often as I do because she.
Dude, that is not true.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one.
Yep.
That keyboard will take a beating for 5 to 6 years before it finally dies.
It's about $80. She beats. She tears the letters off.
Look, hey, check it out. I'm a real gamer. See what
she
real
rubs
gamers
the paint
do?
off. Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
See, real gamers, yo.
Her WASD keys are pretty much gone. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a friend though. He lost an arm. He was military in retirement. He lost an arm, and he actually retooled all his gaming controllers into a gaming mouse, and that's how he plays.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh yeah.
I've got a lot of stories like that myself. Sometime if you like to hear, but yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, and it's a really good movie. I mean, that I like. I like post-apocalyptic, but I like happily ever after. And this one, it kind of does, kind of doesn't, but it's a really good movie. Let's see, what else do I think about? I like Stigmata. That's always, those are my two favorites so far.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to check out Book of Eli because that sounds up my alley.
I would say if you got Amazon Prime, even check to see if they have it for free on Prime.
Yeah. we usually have that, but
I'm watching Elvira, Mistress of the Dark right now. I'm feeling nostalgic.
When a young woman becomes affected by stigmata, a priest is sent to investigate her case, which may have been several ramifications for her faith in the Catholic. I think I may have seen that. 1999?
Yeah. And the weird thing is, she's an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, to go from that, and of course, it always has alternative endings, which is always good. It's
Right.
different ones.
Yep.
Let's see, where was it?
I think I remember seeing it, but yeah. I mean, it was good, but yeah.
That's not it. Where is it? Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. What was my friend telling me? She was telling me, I've got my Bible open, I'm looking. She was telling me about, because I tend to swear.
No.
I'm not bad. I'm not super bad about it.
Mhm.
But it's enough that she had to point it. She keeps trying to get me to change it. And it's like, I try, but it might not work 100%, but I try.
I understand. There's a Bible verse if that helps.
I know. I was trying to find it. Ephesians?
I thought it was in James, but let me see.
Well, they have one in Ephesians, and it's oh, there we go. Found
Ephesians
it.
4:29.
Yep. Yeah. See, I was just getting to that. See,
You know,
I
we
can't.
understand. This is Joel and I. We kind of swapped on that when we first got together. Her lips were a little loose on that, and
what?
on just cursing a little bit. And then
Yeah, it took a couple years.
I helped you out of it, and then I started to curse after I lost my son and things
Yeah.
kind of went back.
Or traffic.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
My dad had a pretty bad swear. He had a pretty bad road rage.
Hmm.
It's like, whoo. I normally do it like when I get like stressed or like smack my foot hard on something, or
Mm-hmm.
you know those.
It comes out suddenly once every 10 years, and I'm like, blast,
Yeah.
and then I go call him again and go, wow, where'd that come
Yeah,
from?
because there's this one story we share often on about how this one lady was just taking her sweet time trying to cross the street
Well,
illegally.
Yeah.
She was yapping with another pedestrian. We're in the left-hand turn lane, and
Mhm.
she's in the middle of the freaking crosswalk. And Joel's like, "Hey, do you mind can you guys take the conversation across the street, please?
Yeah, I was trying to be all
We're
nice.
waiting at this light. It's going to change any second." She starts bickering with him. So she's bickering with him, bicker,
In the middle of
just
the
being
road.
real snide.
I'm in the middle of the
snarky.
intersection waiting for them.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
looking at the turn light and everything. I'm looking at the signal, and I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at the signal, and then I don't even know. I didn't even feel angry on the inside, but out of nowhere, I went, "Get the F out of the road! Move, move, move!" It was really crazy. And she starts hustling her little fanny
worked.
across the street, and I'm going, "Well, that happened."
You would all drill sergeant on her.
Yeah, that's right.
It was weird.
They say the military spouses are just as
Yeah.
well trained as their spouse. But yeah.
Well, I was like I work at a grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
and this lady tried to ram her cart. I was in the cashiering lane helping another cashier, and she tried to move her cart around me. Those aisles are very small to begin with, and my fat rump was not letting anything go through, and she literally almost cheese grated my butt trying to get around me. And I was like, I said, the Lord's name. I said, Jesus, and I said it. And somebody got so mad. And
Good.
she complained to the manager how I should be more respectful. I just looked at my manager. I was like, I wasn't swearing. I was praying she didn't smash my leg.
Good,
that was an instant verbal prayer. That was not swearing.
Right. I love the vivid imagery that you're sharing too. It's
Yeah, I don't know. That was funny. The cheese grated butt was hilarious.
his laugh. That was funny.
It is. It's like it's ridiculous. It's like
Is that what happened to my butt?
I tell you, 27 years of cashiering, and I swear to goodness that I could write a book on everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, customers. Boy, they open up your eyes to a brand new world.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes they really humble you, because I was actually feeling really good about Christmas Eve, and I was just having a good old time, just rocking it, positive attitude. And this lady comes up to me, and she's like, "Here, a lady in the parking lot said for me to give you this. I was like, cool, Christmas card. And I go to open it, and there's this really lovely message in it. And it was just a card, and the message was nice, but the inside was $100.
No.
I was like, oh, great. And I was like, beep. It's like, seriously. It's like, oh gosh, I am appreciated. Oh.
Yeah, that's really sweet. Like when I was in my early 20s, I worked at Burger King while I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, which was heck, because every time somebody drops some onion rings, I'm like, oh, it was horrible. And,
the agony.
Yeah, it was crazy. But there was this little Vietnam vet would come in every day with a freshly picked rose from his garden not every day, about every couple of days, with a little fresh rose picked from his garden in a little Dixie cup as a gift. I'm like,
oh,
yeah.
Just like, there's like this little old lady, and I swear to goodness, I see her and my whole day just brights up. She can't walk. She's got to use one of those little Amigo carts. She's got an air tank. She's got the mask on her face. She's hunched over, and I can't even begin to count how many times I've had to help pay for her groceries because she doesn't have enough money. And she always gives me like a hug, even like except for the COVID this year, we haven't been able to, but she always used to give me. She always thanks me. It's like, oh, you just made my day, hon. You come in, you just brighten. She's my best customer. And I keep telling
I'm a little envious when I hear stories like that, because Joel and I have been able to do that a couple of times, just the opportunity in itself. But you get to work with people like that you can help out so often. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice, but then you get the really crummy ones, and you just kind of wonder why. We have self-checkouts, and they're a weighted system. And this guy was trying to bring up this box of mandarin oranges, and they weren't going down. I said, oh, here, let me help you. No problem. And he didn't want to put them on the belt, and I was like, here, let me have them. I'll help you. And I lifted them up, and I felt something underneath. And this bag of oranges was mounted a little bit higher than it should have. And I thought, okay, maybe he's got 2 bags of oranges. If he don't have the money for one, and he trying to sneak another one in. And I was like, okay, let's see. Put it down, lift it up, bottle of bourbon underneath.
Oh.
I was like, okay. And he's like, oh, how did that get... I swear to God, he's going in the spiel. How did that get there? I didn't know it was there. I don't drink since my daddy was an alcoholic. The whole flippin' spiel he's going into. It's like, and I just looked at him, and I'm just mentally laughing my butt off. And I told him, don't worry about it. We'll check the cameras. We'll see who did it.
Uh-oh.
Otherwise known as, you are beep out of luck, dude. You are right. SOL.
Yeah. Did he apologize right after that?
No, he swore up and down. He didn't know it was there. And he kept telling me, oh, I'm really worried, that I'm going to get in trouble because I didn't know it was there. I'm thinking, yeah, right. Just keep digging that hole a little bit deeper, bud. Just a little bit deeper. You're almost there. And I almost should have let him go out the door with it, because then we could have arrested him for theft.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just me and the manager in that entire store. That's it. There's nobody else there. So for us to call the cops, I mean, So I just let it go. But it's just like, oh my gosh. Back hates me today.
No.
So what's the weather like with you guys?
Oh, so tonight it's going to be a little drizzly. This is a little introduction to Texas, y'all, okay, and the weather. Okay, so I love Texas. I adore Texas, okay? However, the weather is freaking terrifying. So anyway, so yes, okay.
Not for regular Texas.
Okay, so his opinion doesn't count. Let me tell you why. And I say this with all due respect, but your opinion doesn't count because he was born and raised in Houston. Okay. We're talking like hurricane zone. So I'm like,
with the AIT in Alabama.
I'm from Southern California. Somebody freaking sprinkles a little bit of water on the sidewalk, and everybody forgets how to drive. Okay, so huge difference between the two of us as far as weather.
California Golden, or what's it called? Golden Rain?
California Liquid
There
Sunshine.
you
So
go.
anyway, so I moved here to Texas, right? Just gonna back up a little bit. And the first spring we were here, it was crazy. Okay, do you know anything about? Have you ever been to California, or have you lived there?
No.
Okay, so there's this awesome, theme park, Disneyland, whatever, and they have this ride called the Haunted Mansion, and it's an elevator and it takes you down. And when you go through the ride while you're online and stuff, you get to see like all kinds of really cute, cool things that they put in there for the Haunted Mansion ride. And there's like these fake windows, and it's like constant lightning and stuff, and the rain, all this other stuff. It's supposed to represent like I think it's a Louisiana mansion, like old school Louisiana mansion. So all this constant lightning. Well, I moved here, and not only do they have that here, which is whack, okay, but I go outside one spring day, and I look up in the sky, and it's cloudy out. I'm like, oh, how pretty, blah, blah, blah. Because I love cloudy days. We don't get them often in California. I look up, and it looks like somebody's stirring the sky like a gigantic...
Oh, God. Oh, I know what that one is.
And I'm like, what the heck is that? I mean, it terrified me. So I started studying freaking meteorology to understand what the heck all this is, Started subscribing to, storm chasers and all kinds of other meteorologists and stuff like that.
Oh, God.
And because I want to know, what do you do? Because I've always been terrified of tornadoes. Of course, being Southern California, you don't ever see them. So anyhow.
What's it called again?
What?
When it's spiraling like that in the sky, there's a word for it.
Vortex?
It's like death. Okay, so anyhow.
There's a fancy word for it.
I don't know. All I know is that I think... Okay, so anyway, I totally lost my train of thought. I backtracked too far.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Okay, so anyway, the current weather. So it's going to drizzle tonight. It's going to start storming tomorrow in the afternoon. We have possible severe weather. Main threats are damaging winds, something else. And there's a low chance for tornado, which, yuck, scary. And then it's supposed to turn into gloopy, huge snowflake snow. And then it's going to morph into a hard frost, a hard freeze. And I'm going, yay. So that's between now.
Oh, that's going to be so fun driving on that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I live in Michigan, born, bred, and raised.
You guys get tornadoes up there, don't you?
Huh?
You guys get tornadoes up there?
Not very often. I think the last one we ever had in our area, good graciousness. They go 45 now. I think I was like in my 1920s. And I looked, and we had a really bad storm. I mean, the trees were bent over. We were down in our basement. We're like looking outside underneath the deck, and I see this big old swirling cloud. And it's like, oh, snap. And it went past that place, which is about 5 miles northeast of us. It went past that. And about 10 miles away, it dropped down into a lake as a tornado, as a funnel. But I think that was about the only one. We live in a really weird spot. I live in, Grand Traverse County, which is up near between the pinky finger, at the very tip between the pinky finger and the ring finger, if you hold your hand up.
Mm-hmm.
And we live there. And everything either goes north of us or south of us. And it's very rare when something actually hits us. And mostly, like right now, we've got a snowstorm coming in, and it's supposed to dump like 3 to 6 inches.
That's crazy. I don't even know how to begin to live in snow, okay? If it started snowing outside, I'd be like, yeah, Joel, no, you got to go to the grocery store, darling. I don't know what to do in this mess. I have no idea. I have literally never driven in snow before in my entire life.
Michiganians are a weird species. I swear to God, we're a weird breed. Because we all don't go shopping before a storm. We go shopping during a storm.
See, yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy awesome.
We had 2 major blizzards last year. And I do say blizzards, not snowstorms. I mean blizzards. I got stuck in both times last year for 6 hours on the side of the road stuck.
Oh,
the road commission couldn't even get my butt out.
Wow.
Yeah, so everybody's like, "Oh, that was just a snowstorm." No, that was a blizzard, man. Especially when you get the wet, heavy stuff, and you can't get for traction.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid of. That's why I'm like, okay, if we need anything from the freaking store, We better get it, like tomorrow morning or whatever, and that's it.
About 3 weeks ago, we were supposed to have a storm, and it wasn't even supposed to be a big one, which is the darn weirdest thing. That is the first time in 27 years cashiering that people came before the storm. We were slammed, and then the day of the storm, which was not even that much. I mean, it was about like maybe 2-3 inches.
Hey.
We lucked out. Nobody in the store.
Wow.
It was deader than a doornail. And it was just like, wow.
Hmm.
I was like, somebody write that in the history books, please. That was hysterical. But it's like so funny. Everybody's like, oh yeah, this is not bad driving. It's not the driving part that's the issue. It's the stopping part that's the issue.
Yeah.
It don't matter how good your tires are. It don't matter if you got 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, rear, or what. You hit ice, you're kissing it into the ditch.
See, that right there, yeah, no, I won't have anything to do with it. I'll friggin' stock up for a week if there's going to be a freeze like that's going to last.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, if there's ice, I told my boss already this year, I said, if there's anything even close to being ice, I ain't going out. Because I take care of my mom, elderly, full-time, on top of working full-time. And I'm not getting stuck anywhere and unable to get home.
Exactly.
I crawled over, it was last year. I take that back. It was last year. We had a massive blizzard, and it dumped about 2 feet of snow here. And the wind whipped it up so high, the police officer had to take me, and he broke the line down our driveway. I don't know how I got down the driveway. It was 9-foot tall drifts. We literally were crawling through so I can get into my house.
I've heard about that, yeah.
That is so weird.
It is insane. I actually took some pictures of it. I'll have to post.
Wow.
But we got home, and my mother was like, my mother was home. Thank God she was okay, but we had no power. We fried up potatoes and on the stove by flashlight.
What?
I'm
granola bars up in the camp.
Sorry.
Pop-Tarts out there. S'mores Pop-Tarts.
Anybody else in chat doing anything?
I don't think so. Yeah, one of our dear beloveds came by looking for snacks. Apparently.
Yeah, seeing that reminded me of one of the times tornado sirens went off in our area. So as terrified as I am of tornadoes, what's the first thing you think my son and I did? You think we jumped in the tub? No, we went out the front door in the driveway looking for the spin.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. Woo! It sounded like a bomb raid about to go off, and we're like, "Where is it? Where is it?"
You were reminding me of a kind of funny story. The first time I drove in snow and ice, Guru, I was stationed in North Carolina. It was at Fort Bragg, and we were pregnant and such. So I was driving. We had a little Geo Metro, a little 4-door, tiny little Geo Metro car.
Oh God!
And had barely any tires on it. But just like you said, and I'm from Texas. First time I ever drove in snow, or any real snow, and put on my brakes just on a regular, stop sign of the truck in front of me, and my tires just decided to let go, and I piled right into the back of this guy's truck. But thankfully, it was snow. It was a slow accident, and he had a big giant, steel, ball hitch on the back of his truck, so it didn't care about my little Geo Metro's little hood.
Yeah.
So it dented the heck out of the hood.
Yeah.
And so, but the guy was all, he didn't seem upset, but he wasn't happy either. So we were waiting, and he calls the MPs to come by, and they show up a few minutes later, and they're all mad and grouchy because it was snowing, it was cold, and everybody's grouchy. But as soon as my wife got out of the car, and she's about as white as she is tall, pregnant, everything changed. Oh my gosh, are you okay, man? Blah blah. And and so they completely switched their story, their tune. And they let me go. They were going to give me a ticket or some sort of traffic violation, or whatever. But
how many inches did you think you had?
How many what?
How many inches do you think you had?
Oh, it had just started. It was black ice.
Oh.
So maybe it was half an inch just standing there waiting.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's like
So-
amazes me whenever I hear like lower states, they get like an inch of snow and they close everything down.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding me? It's like, I don't
Yep.
get worried until it's like 3 to 6 inches. Like, we're supposed to get something tonight. It's kind of like, but the thing that's gonna suck is I'm gonna have to get the snow blower out, and I hate snow blowing. But
I've never owned one, thank God. It reminds me of an old meme a friend of mine back from high school likes to post. It's a picture of a Dixie cup of ice that just felt someone drops on the ground, so ice spilled on the ground.
yeah,
And he's from Austin, or he's from Houston, but he's in Austin. So, and the meme says, "Uh-oh, ice on the ground. Time to close all the schools."
yeah.
The weather. Yeah, I've seen all kinds of weather. I've driven through flash blizzards. I was in Germany and I was going up Autobahn 6. Yeah, I was trying to go to the brain fart. What's it called?
I just heard flash blizzard, and it's like, nope.
Yeah. I was going north on Autobahn 6, and there was no speed limit, so it was 6 lanes wide. Frankfurt. There we go. I was trying to go to the Frankfurt airport, and I was in this little, and I didn't know that Germany made their own Ford vehicles, but there's a Ford vehicle plant in Germany. I was driving this German-made little gold Ford. What was it? A Fiesta? I don't know. Tiny little car, tiny little two-door, and driving up this Autobahn, and this blizzard. It started snowing, and this blizzard just literally came out of nowhere. Just started blowing stuff around, and my tires lost traction. And I tried to, I had my international license, so I tried to, we tried to counter steer into it, try to pump the brakes, all those tricks, but nothing worked. I lost 100% traction. My little car just started doing little donuts across the 6-lane Autobahn, and I'm trying to do my counter maneuver, but I eventually just raised my hands up and just started waving to everybody because I could see the faces on a few drivers. They're looking at me really like they were real grumpy. Well, I was just kind of waving, and look, there's nothing I could do. And it was just by the sheer grace of God. I literally just donut across I don't know how many lanes till I eventually skid to the side and got on the side of the road. And it finally stopped me. But I just kind of picked it back up and kept going and thankfully made it. But yeah, it was just this massive snow blizzard out of nowhere. It's just 1 minute, nice, beautiful day. And then the next minute, you can't see 2 feet in front of you,
Oh, God. Thank goodness we've never had that. But we do get lake effect here, which can get quite interesting. I mean, one section, it's like blizzard. You can't see nothing in front of you. You go like 200 feet down the road, up a hill, and it's like nothing. It's like, seriously.
The worst road condition like that I ever drove through was somewhere either on I-10 or I-20. I was driving home from North Carolina back to Texas, going through somewhere between, I think, Georgia and Alabama. And there's this one stretch of freeway where it's just bugs. It's massive. Billions, if not trillions of bugs gathered along this one highway path. And you literally, you cannot see your own hand in front of your face.
Ugh.
And you put, on the fog, you can turn your headlights on the low beams or something. You can, help a little bit, but, and putting your windshield wipers on, it just nothing. I just had to go like a mile or 2 an hour, just driving through this bug swarm.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. Nope.
It's crazy.
That's like Michigan. As much as the older I get, the more I don't like the winter. But where I'm sitting at right now, we don't have forest fires. We don't have hurricanes. We don't really get tornadoes here. That's the weather theory. In Michigan, we don't get tornadoes.
Yeah.
And it's like the only thing you have to really suck up is the winter. And that it's like the lack of sunshine really gets me more than anything now.
Yeah.
It's like 5 months of like no sunshine. Ugh.
In Michigan, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
like
that.
Michigan has the worst winters. We are worse than Colorado, worse than Montana, not because of the snow melt, although we do get quite a lot. Is from the lack of, we're almost like Alaska, where it's like 6 months of like darkness.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
I was going to say, I experienced that. I spent a couple weeks in Alaska, in Anchorage, and waking up at 10 o'clock in the morning and it's still dark outside.
Yep.
It's kind of weird.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
totally. 10 o'clock, you get up, it's dark. By 3 o'clock, it's dark. And you're like, ugh, why?
Yeah.
It's like, what was I thinking of?
I was only there for a little while, so it was kind of fun experience still. But yeah, I got funny stories with it, but it was different.
You ever hear of thunder snow?
I do not think so.
That is a rarity, and that is hilarious when it happens. It's can happen in the fall, can happen in spring. I mean, you can like Google it on YouTube and it gets interesting. But it's when it's actually snowing out but it's so high up, it's a little bit warmer. So you also get thunder clouds. So you get
that is
thunder
cool.
and lightning during the snowstorm.
That happened here like a year or two ago. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah,
Saw a couple videos on it.
that is pretty cool.
That reminds me of the time that we were driving out of Texas to California together, and we were
We were both through Lubbock, weren't we?
yeah.
The cloud to ground lightning.
Yeah,
all
it was
over.
this massive flash lightning going on too.
Ooh.
The whole sky was just lit up almost nonstop with lightning.
Oh, good Lord. No. Nope.
I loved it.
I fell asleep.
I would be
I'm like,
unplugging
I can't
everything
take this
electric.
rest. Go to bed.
Yeah. Kelly's like, what happens if one of those strike our truck? I'm like, just don't get out.
Make sure you have a pair of rubber boots on.
Yeah.
That's like we've got a town here in Michigan that's called Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Yep. That gets interesting.
Texas is like that. We got Paris, Texas, and Iraq, Texas, and we're like, what the heck?
We got hell, Michigan, and heaven,
There you go.
Michigan.
Uh-huh.
So I'm near both.
All right.
So I'm curious. Do you ever listen to the Shepherd's Chapel on
not
YouTube?
normally. No, I've heard of it. I think I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah.
Online church. Yeah.
Yeah. They have the comments turned off, I think, for trolls and everything. But it's actually really good. It's nice because it's 24/7 all the time.
Right.
It might be something. I like going there when I just like need something to listen to.
Okay.
And he goes word for word, verse for verse. I mean, he breaks it down.
Nice. Yeah, I like it when a pastor or preacher stays within the context of what they're trying to teach. It doesn't have to jump all over the Bible, nonstop. I mean, and then I understand there's times when you need to do something like that to show a larger context, but so many people these days, I think they try to avoid the local context of something in the Bible by distracting it from this.
Yeah, or they cherry pick.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm talking about.
They that's why one of the reasons why I read the whole chapter 4 of John 1, because you were saying about you posted up there about loving your brother. You're not supposed to hate them.
Talking about 1 John chapter 4.
Yeah. Chapter 4:20. I think it's 4:20.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I'm gonna go. And I saw it was like the very end. It's like, well, wait a minute, what is the rest of the chapter thing? And I just read the whole thing. I was like, oh, I like this. Okay, I'm saving this for later.
BibleHub.com. That's my first go-to these days because it'll show 20 to 30 different versions.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll show the original Greek and Hebrew as well. So
yeah,
I really
that's another thing. Pastor Murray also does that too. He goes to the original Hebrew and Greek in that.
Yeah, no, if you want to talk about it, I'd love to. I do the same thing. I'll just.
What are you using? What are you using there? King James version.
This is the New Living Translation.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I only use King James version.
That's fine. We can do that. I just like how it reads better. And again, I always compare all translations against the original. So.
My throats.
Because even the King James has a few problems, but not enough to worry about.
Yeah, he's actually mentioned that a couple times too, and he's like, when in doubt, go to your Strong's Concordance.
Yep.
God, I can't say that word right.
Concordance, you got it.
Bleh. Talk right. Looking at my notes.
Yeah, my old friend, when I first became a Christian, and we had like we had our own little church, about 5 or so guys. We were all missionaries and such, and we used to memorize entire chapters of the Bible at the time. That's how geek we were. But and we would test each other. We'd call each other on their phones. Hey, how's it going, Joel? And then one of us would just start reading off some chapter, just as a just to practice it, because if you use it or lose it kind of thing,
Yeah, that's like one thing I liked about. If you ask him to send you, he'll send you Mark of the Beast, which is the starter pack. But he also sends pages of. He does special studies, like he talks about health, God's way, everyday Christian. What else? Oh, what else did he do? Like capital punishment. I mean, and he does like a whole hour's worth of talking about it, where it is in the Bible. And I like that. I mean, because if I don't feel like reading the whole thing, no.
Yep.
My cat is suddenly deciding she wants on my lap. No, Pepe. No,
Yeah,
busy.
it's wonderful how many tools there are to help just understand and really dissect it. And yeah, and I really hate having to deal with those kind of contentious type people, but
yeah,
I don't know, and I always try to start off as kind and gentle and trying to just reason with them, but then it seems like they just kind of go more nuts, and then so I have to remind them.
I still say, I don't know, it just seems a little funky how he is so antagonistic, even though you've never done anything.
Well,
and it's like,
totally is because I'm lying and I'm misdirecting people, and I'm bearing, I'm doing false doctrine, and the only thing that they're having a problem with me, because I never say that you can earn your salvation. I've never said that. I always confirm that salvation is by grace alone, through faith alone.
Mm-hmm.
But they're wanting to twist the meanings of things from how James and others talked about, even Paul, that if you don't show your good works, your good nature, you don't show that you are a new creation in God, then that's proof that you don't have faith, basically.
Yeah.
Faith without works is dead. And so that's what they're fighting about. And I've seen it a lot over the years for people that like to do especially eternal security. I'm not going to say this is about anybody in particular, but just I've seen it in general that people do that when they've got some sort of secret sin to hide. Either they're living in sin with somebody, or they've got some sexual thing or whatever it is, and so they try to justify themselves. Well, that's not really sin. God's not going to punish me for that sin, blah blah blah. So that's why I think that's the motive behind it. Yeah.
It's just sometimes you're listening to somebody and it's like, it's just like, it don't sound right. Yeah. But that's like the one thing I went to Praise because he started doing Shepherd's Chapel stuff, and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listened to some of the live streams, and I'm like, I keep going back thinking maybe it's going to change, but all I keep hearing in his channels is just people just bad mouthing. I mean, whether calling people stupid or bonehead, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, you might not agree with them, but you could like you say, you can agree to disagree, but to call somebody dumb or stupid, that's not right. I mean,
I agree. And I think for the most part, Praise and certainly Gavin, they try to prevent that in the channel. That's why I appreciate it. And then they've got this wicked sense of humor that I love. Mm-hmm. But like Praise, for example, for the most part, I think he tries to keep his name calling kind of stuff to a generalization. He doesn't name call specific people names.
Well, I don't know. I mean? He was watching a video and doing that. Now it's kind of turning me off.
Well, and that's perfectly reasonable. But so I've heard him. He kind of like earlier tonight, he was bad mouthing Calvinists, for example.
Who are Calvinists?
Those are the people, the once saved, always saved. The people that say that that God predetermines who's going to be saved or not, and if you're not on the list, there's nothing you can do to get saved.
Oh, I don't like that.
And if you are on the list, there's nothing you can do to be unsaved, basically.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
No.
Well, what it is clear is that they want to continue in their behaviors that contradict the large
Yeah.
swaths of the Bible. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big multi-century long fight. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm checking Isaiah right now. I'm like reading that up.
If you want to share your screen about anything, have you used?
Oh, I
StreamYard?
don't have anything to bring up. That's the.
Sure.
Let's see.
It's kind of one of the neat things about Discord. They got that Bible bot that does it for you.
Nice.
51. One. Oh, I've got my old notes from the Shepherd's Chapel that I write down whenever I listen to it. I'm just kind of like trying to bring it up and remember. Okay, wait a minute. Where'd they go?
Yeah. So, and Mrs. Joel, she's tried to counsel me on it a lot as well, just offline, and kind of give me the general sense they're not
Womp.
attacking me because of the doctrine stuff like they claim. There's something I said or did that just made them upset about me personally. They're attacking me. I could totally 100% agree with them. They'll still attack me.
Yeah. What? Cat.
They come in channel looking for a fight with you.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
It started-
that's what it feels like too. Every time I was in there, and it's like, oh, it's like it's like what? It's like no. It's like what did he say? I couldn't understand it. Fine, Cat. You don't want me to read my Bible today. You're being a butthead. She's
You agree?
16 years old. She can get away with it.
Yeah.
Mom
What's
will
that?
read.
We've got
I
an
got
older
my-
cat and a brand new kitten still. So yeah,
Oh boy.
they're fun.
Yep.
You got
Deanna's
so you got
real
two
calm.
cats?
Yeah, Deanna, the older one, little orange tabby, orange and white, and she's real big, fluffy, sweet baby girl. I love her so much.
Yeah.
Real calm and gentle, and loves soft pets on her head. And the little kitten, oh gosh, I fell in love with that one too. Oh my goodness, she'll come up, jump, get on your chest, and when she lays down, she's not all genteel, like Deanna would be. Deanna's real soft and slow with love. This kitty will just turn around, make a couple circles, and plop right on your chest. Purr up a storm. Oh, I love her. We found her in the backyard. My son did in the middle of the night, and kind of worried me at first. He knocked on my door. It's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, what? And he's like, look what I found. And it's this little kid. She's like 4 or 5 weeks old.
There's actually a good prelude. She's a kind of a miracle kitten because Matt, our son, he was actually saying he was actually praying for a new cat after we let our daughter take our dog with her.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about trying to find time to make plans to go to the PetSmart or whatever, let him pick out a new kitten. And that little kitten just came out in the middle of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
all by her little self in the middle of our yard one night. So it's like an answered prayer.
Yeah, we got Sweetie Kitty. She's 16.
Oh,
And she's a long-haired calico. She's got the most beautiful face.
Hmm.
And funny part is, she had a brother, CB, and he was a big, massive male. I mean,
I had one of those.
he was 9 years old, and he just up and disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. He was fixed and everything. So unfortunately, no, I give all my attention to her for like the last 7 years.
Oh, well, I'm glad. It sounds like they've given you lots of joy, so that's all that counts.
But I can't imagine my life without cats. I'm allergic to them, and it's like, and my doc's like, oh, you might have to get rid of your cats. You give me a shot, you give me something else. I ain't getting rid of my babies.
That's right. Yeah, I'll sneeze my full head off, man. Deanna sheds like a dog, but she's worth it. Sometimes her eyes swollen, red, nose is red. I'm like, give me more love.
Mine are like, I can feel it going on right now. My eyes are itchy, but in the morning though, it's my hands. It's like the back of my hands itch like crazy, like somebody put itching powder on them. What? You're gonna be a butthead.
Yeah, funny story. I had an old tabby cat, like you're talking about, big giant male cat. I got him when he was a kitten. This was I was stationed in Alabama, and he was a stray. I just took him off the street somewhere. He's a little feisty little guy, and I called him Dr. Frankenstein. We called him Frankie for short. And he was real feisty, real hostile, kind of. He's the kind of kid that he'd hide under your bed, and then as you walk up to the bed, he'd jump out and stab your feet, rip your feet off.
Oh, yeah.
And so I tried to calm him down over the years, but this is like 2 or 3 years later. I'd been to Korea and back, and went back to Bragg, and we were in a trailer home at the time, and we had one of the living room windows open with the had a screen and stuff like that on it. And he comes just barreling, those little the trailer homes have the big long hallway, in the center of the house.
Mm-hmm.
He comes barreling down that long hallway, and just out of nowhere, we're sitting on the couch. He pole vaults, trying to, I guess, dart through the window, thinking he's going to escape outside, because we normally don't like to let our cats outside. And he hits that screen just right, just boing, bounces right off of it. But he was like a good 30 plus 40 pound cat, though. He was not a small cat then. I was kind of surprised he didn't rip the screen off, but he was kind of dazed there in the living room for a while, shook his head and ran off. But
well, that's like all my cats. Hilarious. All of my cats they have adopted me. And when people say, "Oh, you need to keep them inside," I was like, why? They came out from outside. Why would I betray their trust by keeping them locked inside the house?
Yeah. And some cats, they love to be outside, and some cats want to be outside real bad, like Deanna, but as soon as she gets outside, happened the other night, it was so cute. She's managed to sneak past, us, didn't realize it, and then a few minutes later, we hear yowling right outside our little window here, and there's Deanna crying, "Let me back in!"
Yeah.
The kitten, the one that Matt found in the middle of the backyard in the middle of the night, she is terrified to be outside. I mean, even to be in the garage, she is terrified. So, yeah.
You ever think about making one of those window pens?
Mm-mm.
It's like an extension of the window, and it's basically like you take almost like a wire cage or a cat carrier, you ever see those dog crates, those wire dog crates?
I think so.
And you put that over the lower part of the window, so when you raise it up, they can go out onto that. They can lay down on there. They can look outside, but they can't leave it, except for to go back into the house. And it's pretty nifty. Oh, there she goes. She's gonna go and attack the cardboard catnip thing I got her. That was the best thing I ever got my cat for like the last 3 years. She just tears it up. But they have those, and then it gives a cat a way to being outside in the summertime.
So like this?
Yeah, some kind of like that, but it's a metal. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's not a perch. I don't want a perch. Okay. Okay. Image, please. I need an image. Thank you. That is not it. Darn it. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Found it. Okay, let's see. How do I show this?
There's a share screen tab in the bottom center, and then you do a Chrome tab if you're using Chrome.
Okay. Let's see. Did that bring it up?
Not yet. I did not see your request to share yet.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's what I want. Tear screen, application window. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yep. Nice.
That kind of like that thing. That's a bigger version, but.
See, I think my old cat Frankie from Alabama would have loved that, because he was that kind of cat where he was always curious about wanting to go outside, and it seemed he'd always go out to the little back patio on the second floor. But as soon as he stepped actually outside, and got on the actual ground outside, he froze. Poor cat. There was one time I tried to take him out on a leash even once to just kind of walk him around the base. And he did not. Yeah. He did not like that.
Now, see, my aunt has a cat.
Mhm.
Alex, and she could actually take him out on a harness and a leash, no problem. But my cats, nah, none of my babies have ever been able to do that.
I hear you.
It's like so serious.
Well, and it just dawned on me. He was probably just being smart and instinctful because where I was living that there on Redstone Arsenal was right on the edge of that Huntsville forest out there, and we would see wild panthers and cougars and yeah, I would see them out there. They'd come up to the apartment we were at.
Nope.
Yep. Which is to me is really cool, but for some reason everybody else didn't like it. So
yeah, that's like me. We had 2 black bears within the last 3 years here.
Yeah.
And one time I was walking from my car. My car is about 30 feet away from our house, and it's pitch black because I don't have any outdoor lights at all. And unfortunately, my car that I have now does not have auto light timer on it. So I've got all my groceries on my arm, and I'm walking just, nonchalant into the house, dump my groceries, go grab the flashlight or a spotlight to shine real quick to make sure I'm stepping where I want to step to go grab the cat food. Well,
not stepping something you don't want to step in, right?
Yeah, I flash it. There is a black bear not less than 8 feet away from me. That damn little bugger, he was huge. He is right by our black raspberry bushes that are right by the walkway.
Ooh, yummy.
I must have walked right past him carrying all those groceries, and I did not see him. That scared the snot out of me.
Wow.
I was like, okay, cat, you're going to get a can of tuna for tonight. I ain't going out there.
Surprised he didn't snatch your grocery bag out from it.
I'm surprised he didn't either.
They're usually kind of rude like that.
And also, one time we had I have my couch here, and then my sliding glass door window out to our deck, our second story deck. And I have all my bird feeders hanging up underneath the eaves and on the railing. And I look, and one of my bird feeders is moving. I could just barely see it out of the shine of the living room light. And I thought, what the heck? So I grabbed my spotlight, whomp on it. Here's a black bear ripping and eating out of it. I was like, what the? I grabbed the stick and I slammed it against the window. And I don't know how this guy got off the deck without me hearing or feeling anything. Because when something walks on our deck, you can feel it throughout the house. This guy, nothing. And I go out there, he's gone. He's ghosted totally. I was like, okay.
The Master Ninja Bear?
Yeah, Ninja Bear. And I go and look, and 2 of my bird feeders got smashed up. They're metal, which really annoyed me. I actually still have one. It's one of those globe ones that you hang, and it has like the little solar light in it. You literally could tell where he put it in his mouth and he tried to squeeze it open. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he can have that one. I don't care.
I was thinking back. I don't think I've ever experienced coming face to face with any wild bears before. Thank God. I've been trained. I've had all kinds of crazy wildlife survival training stuff, combat training stuff, but so I know what I'm supposed to do, or what you're supposed to do if you find one, but I don't think I've had the pleasure of testing those skills out before, thankfully.
Yeah.
They can go 2 ways real quick. Either they'll be passive and they'll just warn you, or they'll come at you and there's little.
Yeah, it's one of 2 things. And it depends also if it's a male versus if it's a mama bear with babies.
Exactly, yeah.
If you see, and I've never seen a mama bear with babies, but you're telling me I'm dropping my ass and running.
Have you ever done any kind of stuff, or talked to anybody that's had like land nav survival training stuff? Would you know what the most aggressive animal in the world is, for example?
I probably know the answer, but my brain right at the moment is like fried. I'd probably say a moose during mating season.
Well, crazy enough, that's why I was asking. Crazy enough, it's the hippopotamus.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant North American.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's the world. My brother,
Yeah, hippo. Yeah.
Yeah, he lived in Africa for about a decade, and He's surprised. I grew up. I think most people think hippos. They're big, giant. Slow.
Mm-mm.
Probably not very aggressive, but no, they are the number one man killer in the world.
Yep. Not even lions get past. I mean,
Yeah. Well, see, that was funny. He was kind of telling me that the bush people there that he lived with, they taught him that if you see a lioness or a lion or a tiger approach you, just stand still and do not show aggression, don't show fear, and do not run. And if you see a lion start to assault you, try to run at you, he said just stare at him, do not move. I mean, you try to move to the side a little bit if it seems appropriate, but if you don't move, more often than not, a lion will just run right past you.
Mm-hmm.
But hippos and alligators, he said, don't care. They'll kill you just for the fun of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they flip whole boatfuls of people just for the heck of it.
Yeah. And it's not just territorial. They're just really aggressive animals for some reason.
Nasty things.
Yeah. So
it's like.
So yeah, watch out for hippos, especially in Michigan. Never know.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. I just read an article on Florida. They found a 100-pound alligator snapping turtle. It's a new species, and they found this guy and a 45-pound female in this river. And they said, oh, and it's like, oh God, I hope those guys don't make it up here to Michigan, because we have alligator snapping turtles, but nothing that big. It's like, nope.
Well, then Florida, they have Florida Man too, and that's like the most dangerous of all.
You'd be silly.
You mean skunk ape?
Uh-oh. Florida Man has some competition.
Uh-oh.
If it's the same one, it's probably the same ones. I've never heard of Florida Man. I've only heard of the skunk ape.
Do an internet search. It's people getting arrested for some of the wackest stuff you ever heard of.
Oh God.
Oh, they're notorious. Yeah, it's big thing. I have a friend that he grew up born and raised in Michigan, AG. And now he lives in Florida, and he's constantly sharing Florida Man memes with me.
Oh, great. You should ask him about the dog man. If he's Michigan born, bred, and raised in Michigan, he'll know about the dog man.
I'll have to ask him about it. He's gone to bed now, but yeah,
they actually have a song. If you Google it on YouTube, they actually have a song. And it's just so cool. That's like, I'm curious. I know they're talking about evolution and creationism and everything, whatnot. Do you believe in Sasquatch?
It's probably true, but I wouldn't be able to know for certain.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of interesting. It's like, I think there's something around, but deciding that it's the next link of human evolution or a missing link, no.
Yeah.
But
there's so many different animal types out there that have just been either extinct on their own or just mankind, pushing them out. That there's no telling.
Oh yeah.
Have we ever?
You first.
Have we ever seen a dodo bird, for example?
I'm surprised they haven't tried to DNA them back, considering.
Well, it's really hard to do.
That would be interesting. That's like they just found a permafrost frozen wolf cub that was, what was he? He was dated to 55,000 years.
What the
heck? Yeah.
It's an old bird. That's good.
Let's see if I can find it.
Whoa.
Yeah, there it is. Found it. 57,000 years old. Foink. There we go. Ugh, won't show the picture. Let me see. Yes, I know. Get out of there. I don't care. Ugh, fine. I won't show that.
You fighting with the internet?
Yeah, it's like, oh, we need to show the ads. We need to show the ads. I don't care about the ads.
That's how the ad companies stay rich.
Yeah.
1/10 of a cent of an ad at a time.
Ooh. Oh, that's a pretty cool picture. Ugh.
So how all that worked?
Yeah. 3 free articles left.
It's kind of annoying.
Oh, come on. Don't you freeze up on me. Get out of there.
Talking about the security cameras at your grocery store earlier tonight, and it reminded me I used to help design and install cameras like that for various companies, including like Walmarts and grocery stores. And there's some of these contracts they had us do where they'd go out and they put cameras in the weirdest places. I mean, like pointing at like at a sign or pointing at a mirror, something that just didn't make sense at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd ask one of the ad designer guys, what the contract dude, why were we doing this? Why were we pointing 12 cameras in this one spot, for example, when there's actual parts like like at a door that would probably use better coverage, for security or something,
Yeah.
know? And he explained it to me that what they do is they're not watching the merchandise. They're trying to capture customers' faces. They're trying to see what ads or what sign or what display catches people's eyes. So they're watching the people. And I say, okay,
oh, that's weird.
Does this advertising tactic, does this cause people to catches people's attention more than this? And so it's almost a science to it. And it's really weird. Lots of little hidden cameras, and it's kind of spooky. But
that's like why a lot of stuff is put. That's why candy displays are by the registers. That's why a lot of stuff that gets bought the most, it's always at eye level, because that's where people don't look up, people don't look down, which is why a lot of stuff people are looking for is stuff either on the top shelf or the bottom shelf.
Except for the candy bars, those are kind of lower, and the tactic that I've heard is that it attracts the kids. The kids are always, Mom, I want a candy bar.
Yep. And we keep telling the parents, said your kids are going to ask for them.
Yeah.
Don't. Or the kids start misbehaving. And what is the first thing mom and dad do? Oh, here, hon, have this candy bar. Or oh my God, my kid's screaming. Grab something from the produce department to stuff in his mouth. And I keep telling parents, you're going to give your son something to eat? I said, get the plastic bagged apples. Don't get the single ones, because we have to weigh those. Get the ones that are already weighed.
Yeah.
Or get them a container. There was like one mother who got her daughter a container of blueberries to go to town on. And I was like, thank you, God, for doing that, my dear, because I don't have to figure out how to weigh a banana that's half eaten.
I like the pineapple watermelon packages, but they're so darn expensive.
Wait, so these parents' kids are misbehaving and they're buying them treats?
Fruit.
Yep. No, it's not even that. It's candy or anything. I mean, all the kid has to do nowadays, for the past 15 years, all the kid has to do is just start stomping his feet or crying, and the parents are like, here, just take it. Or they'll throw it out.
Wow. You know what I did with my kids? I'm like, you will knock it off or we're going to go out to the car.
Yep.
And they knew what that mean. I was going to whoop some tail. That's how that works.
Oh, no, but you can't spank them now.
I did it anyway. There were so much, because even back when I was raising kids, now my kids are in their 20s, but back when I was raising my kids, there would be the occasional freaking person like, we don't spank our kids. And said, you want to watch me?
Yeah. This is California too.
Exactly. I wasn't around. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Bible says it, man. You gotta you spare that rod, you're going to spoil the child, and they're going to grow up to be even worse than the nonsense we see today.
Oh, it's ungodly. I mean, so many kids treat their parents like nothing, and it's just like, I wouldn't even think half the stuff that these kids are telling their parents. It's like, are you kidding me?
This is reminding me of.
Excuse me?
It was some sort of psychology. It's almost like a fad. There's this one. Because I only saw it being promoted for like a year or so. This is years back, where this lady was promoting the idea. She was a psychiatrist, child psychiatrist, promoting the idea that when your child throws a temper tantrum in the store like that, is for you to get down on the floor yourself and try to out temper tantrum, try to embarrass your child.
Oh God.
To me, I don't think that would work.
No. So
because
no.
all you're doing is solidifying that behavior is appropriate. Now you whip their
Yeah.
tail. No.
Well,
Yeah, it was cute. I have a story because I raised the 6 kids, and we'd go to Walmart or whatever, and I had my kids all trained where I'd clap my hands on the top of their head, and they'd line up right behind me like little ducks. Because 6 kids, a family of 8, walking through any aisle of any store is going to be a
Crazy.
big chore. Yeah, and I wanted my kids to be polite and be considerate of others, and that's how I did it.
See, my parents, they're pretty good about us. We actually learned, me and my brother both, we learned if we stay in the car and we behave ourselves, our parents would bring us out something. It didn't have to be much. It could be like a little can of Vienna barbecue sausages. Score. And because then they didn't have to drag us throughout the store. They didn't have to put up with us complaining or whining. We just sat there, read our books, or listened to the radio and behaved ourselves.
Most effective child disciplinary tool I think I've ever witnessed is called Cookies and Choices.
Yeah.
The formal thing for it, where you let a child know that if they don't start to act correctly, then they're going to lose some reward. Whether it's some cookies they want at home or to watch a certain TV show, and most often not, they'll wise up. And then they'll start to fight again or whatever the problem is.
Yeah.
And you let them know, well, in that moment you made your choice. And then, so even though they try to backtrack and stay disciplined after that, but then when the time comes and a TV show comes on and you have to be consistent with them. No, you in that moment when you were fighting in the car, you made your choice. You did not want to watch that TV show today. And they'll try to scream and rant and cry and whatever to watch your show, but you have to keep your integrity. So.
I saw the coolest thing on Facebook. It was right before Christmas, and I loved the idea. I actually shared it because I really loved the idea. And it was called Present Jail. And it was between Halloween and Christmas, there was a little prison jail. And every time your kid misbehaved, a present went into that jail.
Interesting.
And you had to behave yourself or do something positive. You had to work for that present to be bonded out of jail. And if there was any presents in the jail, by the time Christmas came, those presents got donated to a charity. I was like, I love that idea, man. I mean, my parents never had to do that because we could never find them. We could never find the presents around here. But I was like,
sounds so much like a money jar thing.
Yeah. What? My cat's like, Mom, you're ignoring me. Yes, I know I'm ignoring you. Busy.
Oh, yeah, that's a funny thing about my cat, too. As gentle as she is, the big fluffy one, Deanna, when it's time for affection, she's a big bully. She's like, you will let me love you gently.
Oh, Sweetie's pretty easy. She's just like on my shoulder right now, scrolling around. What?
Dude, our little kitten, she's not quite as little anymore. She's starting to grow up a little bit, but she'll like, you walk up to her like in the living room, she will stretch out. She will crawl up your leg, wanting you to pick her up, or crawl up a piece of furniture or whatever. And then when you hold her, she will literally snuggle and almost hug you around your neck.
Yep, she will.
It's weird. I've never had a cat do that before.
Yeah.
Sweetie likes to head boop. She likes to boop my head with hers.
Yep.
It's a marking thing. She also likes to lay back and stretch out her muscles, stretch out her legs, full on stretch mode. What, you're not gonna do it? Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it. Don't be marking it.
Miss Deanna's a head bonker too. She'll bonk her head against yours and rub her cheeks all up on you and nose pillows. All that.
You didn't share the interesting story about why of her name, I guess.
Oh, well, the reason why her name's Deanna Troi from Star Trek is because the shelter, when they get groups of cats come into their shelter, they name them according to a specific theme. And she was happened to be part of the Star Trek theme one. So my son got Captain Kirk, and I got Deanna Troy, and just never changed her name.
Mhm.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she picked her because at the time they had shaved her skin because she got super fine, like a peach orange fur, and so it gets matted up real easily. So I guess the pound instead of trying to pull the mats out, they just shaved her, but they kept the hair around her face, her neck, and her tail, and so
The
she looked
tip of
like
her tail. She looked like a lion.
looked like a lion.
Oh, that poor cat.
Mrs. Joel Kelly was thinking the reasoning was that if someone could do that to her without dying, without being scratched
being,
to death,
maimed at least.
that must be a really chill cat. So
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I was like,
no
I
kidding.
asked them. I said, "So is the groomer still alive? They still with us?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, that's our cat."
Yeah.
Yep. Had it ever since.
I tell you what, it's like I was thinking about kids and everything. It's like, thank God I don't have kids. I would not let them have a cell phone to save their souls.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
I mean,
we fought with that too. Yeah.
cell phones are the most wickedest things ever. I
Yep.
mean, nowadays people they don't even look at people don't look at each other anymore. You ever notice that? You go to a grocery store, you just watch. Half the time their heads are down and they're
Yeah.
texting. I mean, literally they're running into the doors because they're not watching where they're going.
It's so weird. Okay, so I freaking
Ugh.
hate cell phones. I hate phones. I just hate phones.
Yeah.
And so I'm constantly quote unquote forgiving or forgetting my
Yeah.
phone, which essentially means I don't take it anywhere I go, anywhere. And so I'm like paying attention to everything. And yeah, you're right. Everybody's nose is glued to their cell phone. I'm
Well,
like, wow, that's
so
crazy.
one of the starting, I forget his name now, one of the chief Google executives
Mm.
out there who helped, kind of design and mark. I think he was one of the marketing executive guys. A lot of the social media stuff. He's not only has he quit Google, but he's out there now. He's advocating against all of the stuff. He said at the time they knew that this was going to cause a desensitization in
Oh
society.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they were counting on it. That's how they're going to create their ad revenues and all this stuff. And so now he's seeing the after effect of it, and he's like you. He's like he wishes that he had never helped start Google because of it. It's
Yeah.
literally destroying society.
God, I remember AOL
Mm-hmm.
Prodigy
Mhm.
message board. I'm so old. I remember Prodigy message boards,
Yep.
folks.
I remember that too.
I used to go on there and write stories and post them. It's like,
Nice.
holy crud. I remember back in my day.
Yes, ma'am.
Like,
So I'm even
No.
a little before that. So yeah.
yeah, the only phone I ever carry with me is a cheap flip track phone. No,
Yeah.
I think I get internet on it, and that's about it. But there's nothing worthwhile to get onto it with it. But I mean, that thing cost me $100 a year, and it's the only
Mhm.
thing I got. And it's only
Yeah.
for emergencies. It's only for outgoing calls, never for incoming. I don't even know the phone number to the darn thing, anyways.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's
So yeah,
like,
I'm a bit ironic because I used to build microchips,
mhm.
including what's called a DSP, a digital signal processor chip, which is in all cell phones.
Yep.
And so, I've done development work with ARM chips and also, so I've literally helped design my cell phones, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't have the latest and greatest smartphone, but I've got a nice smartphone, and I use it for development work. I have to use it professionally and all this stuff, but I don't really like it either. It's just, my
I
favorite
wouldn't
feature of my
really.
phone is that it's got a long battery life, so I don't have to worry about
Oh,
plugging it in.
nice.
That's it. So
I know,
but-
it's like my laptop. I have a laptop. I got this thing gifted to me in 2011, and I still have it.
Mhm.
And she is still running. I don't game off her, but she has got one of the biggest windows ever. I love the
Yeah.
window size on her, and she's great for she's basically my TV.
Cool.
And
Like a white screen.
when you lose power, she's my DVD player. And
Yeah,
yes, I
we-
still do have DVDs.
We've got like 2 to 5 laptops floating around here. Just like this, the things that's collected and lost over the years. I think they still work.
We actually had downstairs until I broke it apart and threw it away. But we actually had a PC downstairs, and it had a 5-inch disc,
Mhm.
5-inch floppy, and a 3.5 hard disk
Mhm.
drive. We had both of them.
Nice.
People were like, "Oh my
Oh.
god, you got one of those!" And I was like, "Yeah." And then we also had a CD and a 3.5.
Have you ever heard of the Flopatron yet?
Oh gosh, you got to show her that. That is so rad.
Well, I'm worried they're gonna flag me for copyright crap.
Oh, well, just give her the link in private or something.
Whoa! Or just tell me what it is.
Yeah, it's on the link. Let's see. What's a good song? Yeah, Michael Jackson, "Sweet Dreams," or made of the Bohemian Rhapsody. There you go. There's a good one. I'll link it in the room. Check it out. This is some guy somewhere in East Europe, I think, and he's made more or close to, if not more than 100 different songs with this little Flopatron.
Flopatron. Such a dork. I love it.
What
Love it,
geeks
I
do
love
for fun? I tell you what.
Oh my god! I gotta save that and share that to my friend laughing.
It is pretty epic. I love what he did with the scanner too.
Okay, I gotta. No, go.
That's the kind of super nerddom stuff I'd do if I had the time. I know how to do all that stuff.
I actually have my grandfather's 1918 Victor Vitrola quote unquote record player downstairs.
Wow.
And that thing my grandfather got because he was helping his boss move. And his boss was saying, pick anything out of the house. You can have it as your fee for helping me move. And my grandfather is like, well, what about that? And he pointed to the Victor Vitrola, and he's like, I don't want it for free, but would you take $20 for it? And the guy's like, sure, $20. Grandfather took it.
I wonder how much it costs today in like an auction.
I don't know, but my uncle in New York City has a tabletop version, which is pretty darn cool.
Nice.
Okay, where is?
That is epic stuff. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
That was back when there was really good, just amazing innovation going on. I mean, there's still amazing innovation going on, but nowadays most stuff is designed to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Back then, stuff was made to last forever. You gotta,
Yeah, that's why I think I like
103-year-old
the older stuff.
Yeah.
It just freaking lasts longer.
Yep.
That's like I still have cassette tapes and cassette players. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, yeah."
Yeah, I've got at least one cassette left. I found on the ground one day. I don't have a player for it anymore, but cassette player.
Oh,
You
yeah, we
can
actually do. Yeah, the boombox. And
Oh,
yeah, it's got like multiple CD.
I still remember that now.
Yeah.
It's got a multi-CD player, and it's got the two
double cassette deck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can actually buy those off of there's a catalog, and I forgot the name of it, but you can actually buy this thing, and they still make them, and it is a record player, radio, cassette, and CD player. And
I've seen those, yeah.
And it's made to look like an old-fashioned, like 1970s. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my dad had an 8-track player. It was almost like one of those old-fashioned deep freezer size things. It was huge, like an entertainment system. And you lift up this big old wooden cover, and inside there is the record player on the left-hand side. The 8-track player was in the middle, and on the other side was like storage, and then the speakers were on each side. Big speakers. I was like,
love it.
For the good old days.
You just reminded me, my old friend Scott, he had some big epic stereo system like that with like 5 foot, 6 foot tall speakers. Mm-hmm. And he had an old Ford Mustang 5.0 little sports car, little hot rod he had. And this is back when we were kids still, back in high school, right after high school. And he'd put those giant speakers like you're talking about in the back of his Mustang, right, in the trunk with the hatch popped up.
Yep.
And just drive down the road. This is back when I was in Houston, and we were in the Deer Park area. And there was in Center Street, there was this. It was like the strip of the town, where all the kids would go and they'd do their little pseudo legal hot rod races, whatever, and kids would come out, they would hang out in the grocery store parking lot, partying with music. And so he put those giant 6-foot speakers, which were pretty. This is back like in the late 80s, early 90s. So they were top of the line back then. And he'd blare Christian music. He'd blare like Newsboys or something, just at the top of the volume. The big old amplifier with an extra subwoofer. He was, yeah.
You said Christian music, and I instantly went to Striper.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Although now I listen to Skillet, so go figure that one out.
Yeah. Oh, my kids love Skillet.
Skillet's so good. Skillet, Disturbed, Five Finger Death Punch. Oh my goodness. I feel so old.
No, that's back when there was genuine talent.
I don't know.
Sure there's much talent anymore these days.
I still remember some of the hair bands.
Yeah.
God. The hair bands and the power ballads. That's what I miss now, are the power ballads.
Yeah.
You're
reminding me of. Huh?
You were saying?
You ever heard of a old Christian rock band called Whiteheart?
No, but I might have to look it up.
They're like that. They had the big giant hair. That's a really good song. Yeah.
It's like one of my friends was he was like streaming yesterday, and he was doing music. He was lip syncing music and everything, and his he does one of those animated avatars in VR virtual reality suits.
Interesting.
And he does a hyena, and that's his avatar. And he was singing and dancing, and he did Dawkins' Dream Warriors from Nightmare on Elm Street. I was like, it's like 80s again.
Dude, Mrs. Joel and I just like 2 or 3 days ago or so, we were browsing YouTube and we ran across some sort of 80s old school music playlist, and we just listened to that like all day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just chilling.
This old Cyndi Lauper, we were listening to, what was that one with the B-52s? Oh my gosh.
Love Shack, baby.
Oh my goodness. I've got a playlist on YouTube, and it's everything from 80s to modern stuff, alternatives, and it's just everything and anything.
Yep. Yeah, that was back when the country was still somewhat, wholesome or moral.
I won't say that. Some of my stuff can get a little, because I like heavy metal. So.
Well, I'm just saying. Imagine if you played the B-52s to some kids today, they'd get the entirely wrong message.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
I still remember the one song I absolutely could not stand the song, and I listened to it like 20 years ago. I still can't stand it. It's called Walking on Broken Glass. They play that, I will leave the area. I will not go anywhere near anybody.
Interesting.
It's crazy. So you guys are gamers, right?
Heck yeah.
You ever see that game Don't Starve Together?
Oh yeah. Played when it first came out.
Oh God, I've got it, and I wanted to play it, but some of my friends are like, "Nah." It's like
I got kind of bored of it, but my son Matt still plays it with his friends.
Yeah, it can get a little tiring.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've come up with some recent updates since last I played, so it might be interesting.
Checking or not Facebook, we're checking YouTube. Anything good on YouTube? Let's see.
I think my main problem with it was just a little too random, so
yeah.
you could be doing really well and just you really collecting stuff and building a good little base, and and then something could happen, just ends it all.
Like boom, done. Like,
Just fine. Yeah, it's a little casual game. I like progression. You know, I like the engineer. I'm a nerd, which is hard because there's very very few and becoming more rare games for engineers. You know.
yeah. It's like, I know I kind of goofed it up as you saying you watched The Mandalorian.
Yes, just watched the last two shows last night or so.
I did a booper because I don't get Disney Plus, so I was watching. I like snuck a peek, and because somebody's like, "Oh yeah, it shows his face." Like, what? It's like, nah. Somebody's pulling my freaking leg, and I was like, boop, and then
Whoa.
I was like,
Hmm?
and then I was like saw like some, and then I saw a fight scene. I was like, ooh. It's like, okay, where did that fight scene happen? I want to see, and then that turned in.
There were several fight scenes in the last episode.
It was the season finale. It was well, since you guys, it was Luke Skywalker going down the hallway.
That was epic. Yes, ma'am. Oh my god, I was hollering the whole time.
I saw that. I was like, the hell?
Like, is that Luke? That can't be Luke.
Well, no, I thought it was Vader at first. I thought it was like Darth Vader. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was like, nah.
The green lightsaber, but yeah.
I was like, okay, wait a minute. And I asked somebody, it's like, where does that take place? And somebody said Mandalorian season finale. I was like, what? Okay.
Because they were screwed, man. Oh my gosh, they had that whole platoon of those dark troopers, and they were literally just beating the blast doors in. They had no hope. They were doomed.
I so need to watch. I need to like. You know, it's a sad thing. They probably won't put that on DVD so I can buy it.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
What?
It's worth it though. Yeah. I mean, I've always been the type that likes spoilers, so I mean, we can talk about it if you like, but I don't want to spoil it. I love it.
Oh, you suck.
It's lots of good twists to it, and so in Boba Fett, that they made the prelude. That's the next story they're going to share.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, but
he's taking over Jabba's palace, and so but Boba Fett, he was my favorite when I grew up in the '80s. Man, I was a big Star Wars kid. You know, I had all the toys. You know, I had all the figures. I had the AT-AT. I had the little Hoth scene. I had the Millennium Falcon. I had all of it. Like that's how. Sometimes I wonder that's how I got into electronics so deeply. So I used to take my old Star Wars toys apart, figure them out, and put them back together. When I was like 5 years old. But so Boba Fett was my favorite figure of all time. So they're making this. They're telling his story now. So I'm absolutely just loving it.
Okay, where the heck?
Better for worse, Lucas selling the rights to Disney. They're doing a good job so far. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'm looking for where to go. I was watching a video.
My family's like that with that Breaking Bad series, Doki. Even Mrs. Joel. This is back when we were still kids and things weren't quite as what do you call it. So everybody was loving it. They're like, "Oh, you gotta see this, Joel. You're just like this whatever his guy's name, Walter Wright guy. He's just like you." I'm like, no. I was all, I don't want to watch a story about some guy being a jerk trying to kill kids just to help his wife or whatever.
Yeah.
All morally indignant. They finally got me to sit down and watch it though. You hear me?
Yep.
Picking on you.
Which one?
Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, terrible story, but also extremely well told.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Loki's saying her family's mad at her for not watching Mandalorian yet. It reminded me how you guys were when I didn't want to watch.
Mandalorian's pretty good. You know, I'm not a massive Star Wars fan or anything like that, but I like Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer Star Trek.
It's because you're my woman. The same way. I'm more of a Star Trek guy, but Star Wars is still good.
Where'd it go? No, that's not it. It was like a whole series, and I think I misplaced it somewhere. And it was from one of the channels I watch, and they broke it down like, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. What's this?
For the Mandalorian?
Oh, I think this is it. Boop. Hang on. Notice that. What a copy. Actually, I'm gonna step away for a second. I just popped in the link into the discussion thing. I gotta go see what my cat's going screwball about. I will be right back.
Trying to figure out why YouTube does not want to let you show your thing, your link. Let me do this. Let me make you. I thought Doki, I thought I already made you a moderator. What the heck is wrong with YouTube? Who else am I missing here? That's all. Okay. Okay, YouTube, thank you. Show. It says error, try again. I'll try to show your link, crew. I'm going to link it for you. Strange. YouTube is strange. Bad programming. Yeah, if you're any bit of a Star Wars fan, Dookie, you'll love it. And Lauren is awesome. I have binge watched it at least twice now, about 3 times. Yep. What else was I watching? I was started to watch Empire Strikes Back. That's what it was. And ironically, I think I got a little bored with it after the Battle of Hoth scene. So apparently that's the best part. I didn't even realize it. Star Wars Rogue One prequel trailer.
Everything I did for the rebellion.
Ooh.
Rogue One, in many ways, it's a film that connected new audiences with the oldest fans. It was a bittersweet feeling.
That's cool when one of the executive producers is one of the actors too.
But then magic happens, right? As you can see, we're getting ready. We're building stages. We're rehearsing. We're training. We're trying costumes. We're doing everything to make sure we do the best show. I'm really excited having the chance to explore ASEAN. It's really fun to go on a set that is emulating something you like so much. The enormity of this is like doing a big feature film. It's very cinematic. For me, that's what the excitement is.
12 episodes, 12 scripts, over 200 named cast members, over 6,000 crowd people. A lot of creatures are coming from the creature department.
We treat this exactly like we would have felt. There is no difference in our approach.
Every creature and droid that we've been building has the same care, level of attention to detail as the previous films.
It's huge, it's thrilling, but also it's wonderfully challenging.
There's tons of possibilities to explore. It is the building of a revolution.
Andor, huh?
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my Star Wars Rogue One prequel trailer video.
Yes. Did you see the Baby Yoda doll that NASA took up in the SpaceX Crew 1 mission to the space station a few weeks ago, Doki Doki? They brought a little Baby Yoda doll with them, and he's floating around in the cabin. Loved it. I wonder if YouTube let me play it. Hopefully they won't get mad at me for sharing it.
Well, just send the link then.
We have 4
Just
asteroids.
send
Well, it's a fair use thing, but
5 actually. We've got
antagonizers on YouTube, they like to shut channels down.
I guess. I know.
Just
I think
report
Share the
it
link
with me.
then. Yeah.
So hope he doesn't mind. Maybe Baby Yoda's trying to pilot the
Baby Yoda going to space. Here, I'll link it. Yep. Oh, come on, Mr. Control V. There we go. There's a bunch of them. My favorite one, which would probably be hard to find, is the video from the International Space Station camera, right when they're starting to dock, and you see the Baby Yoda doll floating past the Crew 1 capsule window on the inside. It's like he's saying, "Hello, what's up?" Yep. Love it, love it. His name is Grogu, Doki Doki. Give you his name. It's Grogu. Ahsoka finds it. So if you liked Ahsoka, what's her name? Ahsoka Anu? Ani?
Tano?
Tano. Gosh, thank you. If you liked Ahsoka Tano, she's in the movie too. In The Mandalorian. I think the actress that played her did a really good job too. A grown-up version of Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yep. They had Boba Fett, my favorite. They had Slaver 1, they had all that good stuff. Well, I'm actually thinking of checking out for the night. If I don't hear from Gru Lady here in a bit, unless any of you other fine people have something else you'd like to talk about, in text or whatever.
Thank them for coming.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys spending some time with me tonight. It's really needed a kind of an extra avenue, outlet, some place to just be able to talk and share and laugh with loving people.
That's right.
Away from
Oh, I am back.
there she is.
Welcome back.
Cat went outside and did her business, and I had to go do some shoveling.
Fun.
Uh,
Well, I was just talking about how I might be taking off myself. I don't know, unless you guys have some other things you'd like to talk about, but
no, that's okay. It's getting late.
Yep.
We can call it.
I think you guys are in the same time zone. It's about 1:30 here, our time.
2:30, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
okay. So I'll talk to you later.
All right, it was a pleasure.
Okay.
Really
Bye-bye.
appreciate it.
Yeah, good night. Thanks for coming
Night.
by. It was a lot of fun hanging out tonight.
Yep.
Well, I got the rest of the week off too, so we can probably figure out something else.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. All right.
Night.
Good night.
Good night, Doki.